The Dangote Refinery is about to diversify its investment into the downstream sector of the Nigerian petroleum industry by investing in logistics. Dangote Industries is about to deliver 4,000 trucks that would be responsible for the distribution of its petroleum products to various retail outlets in Nigeria for free. This has resulted in skirmishes and accusation of monopoly by Petron, which stands for the Petroleum Owners Retail Association of Nigeria. These people are in charge of managing the logistical part of the petroleum industry. They are responsible for distributing. They help the owners of petrol stations, retail outlets all over the country. They are totally against Dangote getting into their field because this is a game changer for them. The era of this union striking or threatening the government of Nigeria that they would not lift petroleum product is going to be over. If Dangote is to get into the industry, 4,000 trucks is an enormous numbers of trucks for Dangote to distribute petroleum products around Nigeria. And this is going to be for free. Prior to this, those who own retail outlets selling petrol stations or mega industries that purchase petroleum products from refiners or importers into Nigeria have to pay for the logistics. But Dangote is giving them this logistics for free. We are seeing a complete overhaul of the downstream sectors in Nigeria. When people accuse Dangote of monopoly, I just like, you see, monopoly is an easy language that is being used in Nigerian. When you tune the television, the radio, or you speak to Nigeria, they always talk about Dangote trying to monopolize the Nigerian economy. Dangote is not a monopoly. Dangote is an oligopoly. Oligopoly has a high entry barrier. A lot of Nigerians do not seem to understand the difference between a monopoly and an oligopoly. What Dangote is doing with the introduction of this 4,000 truck is to increase its market share. Dangote has a refinery. Dangote wants to introduce these trucks in order to distribute his product and increase his market share. That is what Dangote is doing. Why is Dangote willing to supply his product to the Nigerian people for free? Because of economic of scale. Dangote has one of the largest refinery in the world. The refinery is very, very efficient because it's a new refinery. It's a single train refinery. So efficiency ratio in terms of the production or the refinery of crude oil is very, very high. So Dangote is making significant savings. Dangote is not using the national grid. Dangote Refinery has its own electricity grid. So Dangote has economic of scale that warrant him to pass out some savings to the end user, which is the customers and the retail outlet. And this union are totally against, calling on the federal government to intervene. The government cannot intervene no longer in the petroleum industry because subsidy has been removed. The price of petroleum in Nigeria is no longer decided by the government. It is decided by market forces. So Dangote is in his right to do whatever he wants. What Dangote is doing is trying to have a huge market share in the Nigerian economy when it comes to the distribution of petroleum products. If you own a petrol station and Dangote is willing to supply his petrol at your station for free, would you want to go to somebody who will charge you millions of naira? The answer is no. That is what this union are complaining about, that Dangote will end up become the sole logistical company in Nigeria when it comes to the distribution of petroleum products. So guys, what do you think? Are you still one of those who believe that Dangote is a monopoly? I do not believe Dangote is a monopoly. Dangote is an oligopoly. Dangote has invested 20 billion US dollars in Nigerian economy in building a refinery. It is of his own importance that he is able to get this oil, petroleum, diesel, gas, LPG to the market. That is a fundamental right. And it's very, very important that he is able to sell this product. That is why he is investing into the logistics sector. So people should stop crying and think of attracting other investors and compelling the federal government of Nigeria to fix its own refinery so that she can compete with the Dangote refinery. Dangote has not stopped anyone from investing in refinery or having their own logistic company. Dangote is a businessman who wants to reap the return on his investment and have a huge market share. We have seen in the West, Shell, most of the petrol station that is owned by Shell in Europe, the trucks that supply them petrol is owned by Shell. Shell do also supply other companies with petrol. So Dangote is doing the same. Dangote is now a global corporation, whether you like it or not. It has a huge asset at its disposal, and she is willing to use its competence and its economical scale to his own advantage. That is my take. Guys, what do you think? Do you think Dangote distributing petroleum products all over Nigeria for free is a good development for the Nigerian state? Absolutely. We will begin to see a reduction in price of petroleum products very soon. Drop your comment. Thank you.